Hi, Grandma Debbie here. So today we're gonna make tuna casserole. This is like probably the world's oldest casserole recipe out there that I can think of anyway. So this is a dish that I used to make for my children all the time when they were growing up. It's a dish that can feed a lot of people, and you know, the nice thing about casseroles is that you can pull anything from your pantry or your refrigerator, toss it together and put it in a casserole dish, toss it in the oven, and it's good to go. So I already have my noodles going and they're cooking right now. And so we're going to get started on all the rest of the things. So, and the noodles that I'm using right now, I'm using extra wide egg noodles. This is the brand that I like when I use, but you can use whatever noodles you happen to have and whatever noodles you like. Doesn't really matter. Like I said, it's whatever you happen to have in your pantry. So, and I'm currently shredding some cheese. So I'm going to use about a cup of cheddar cheese. Once again though, whatever cheese you happen to have in your cupboard is what you can use. Whatever you have, or in your cupboard. Listen to me. Yeah, who keeps their cheese in their cupboard unless you're using canned cheese? Whatever you happen to have in your refrigerator is what you're going to use. So I'm currently grating it. I like to use, and I'm going to show you, I like to use the small grate because it melts easier, I have found. And I want my cheese kind of melty when I'm putting it in a casserole. So that's what I'm doing right now. So I'm going to be grating around a cup, maybe a cup and a half. It just depends on my mood, on how much cheese I want. So it's kind of up to you what you want and what you think your family's going to need. And you don't even have to add cheese. Like I said, it's completely up to you. This is your casserole, not mine. So you make what you want. All right, so I got about a cup there. All right, so I'm going to move that out of my way. All right, in my bowl, I've got a can of tuna. And you can use whatever brand of tuna you like. And if you don't like tuna, you can also use chicken, canned chicken. You can use, there's canned salmon. Make it your own. I'm going to drain this. All right, I'm going to dump this into my bowl. And it does not want to come out very easily. And I'm going to kind of chop it up a little bit. Make sure I get all the tuna out. And depending on your family size, it will depend on the amount of tuna that you're going to need. I'm only using one can because there's only 2 of us. So I'm just using one can. All right, I'm going to stir my noodles real quick. I'm making my noodles al dente. All right, so I'm also going to add 1 can of cream of mushroom soup. Once again, if you're not a fan of cream of mushroom soup, use another type of cream of soup. There are tons of soups out there that you can use. You can use cream of celery, cream of chicken. Let's see, I'm trying to think of what else is out there that you could use. This one's being stubborn and it doesn't want to come out. Whoa. When all else fails, you're going to force it out. Get all the goodness out of there. I just happen to like cream of mushroom in casseroles, so that's why I'm using cream of mushroom for sure. All right. Now also, in this, I'm going to use a half a cup of milk. So I'm going to grab my milk. And I'm just going to go ahead and measure it out in my soup can so that I can get some of the goodness out of the soup. And then I'm going to dump it in here. And then I'll put my milk back. Alright, so far I have added the tuna, and I'm going to stir this up. I've added the tuna, I've added milk, and I've added cream of mushroom soup to it. Pretty simple so far. A couple of ingredients. Now this is something you can also do. You can make ahead of time in the morning before you're heading off to work, or heading out to whatever you're going to do during the day. Put it in the casserole dish, toss it in the refrigerator, and have it ready for when you come home. Then you toss it in the oven. Okay, now I'm going to add some frozen vegetables. Now my husband is hooked on frozen peas, so I'm going to drain my noodles first. Okay, so I'm going to add probably about a cup of frozen peas. All right, let me drain my noodles. And I want them to stop cooking just a little bit. So I'm going to put a little bit of cold water on them. And then we'll let them sit there for a moment. All right, so I added about a cup of peas, frozen peas. Now I use frozen vegetables because I prefer them, but you can also use canned vegetables. You can use fresh vegetables. Oops, forgot to turn off the buzzer. And I also forgot to preheat the oven. Oops. Well, this is me, guys. I told you I was going to make lots of mistakes. So, all right. So I'm also adding about a cup of mixed vegetables. Once again, you can add whatever kind of vegetables you want to add, whatever your your family likes. It's up to you. Whatever works for your family, whatever works for you. So I'm going to give this a good stir. And at this point, I'm going to add the cheese in as well. And like I told you, I'm adding in about it looks more like a cup. And I use cheddar cheese, but if you don't have cheddar cheese, or you don't want to use any cheese, use whatever cheese you happen to have. It's completely 100% up to you. All right, it's looking good. All right, let me show you what it looks like prior to adding the noodles. All right, let me add the noodles now. I'm going to stir these things up, get it all nice and mixed together. So what are you having for dinner tonight? Hopefully you're going to make something quick and easy, so you have more time to spend with your family. Or you can always have the kiddos or your significant other help you out with making a casserole. Nice thing about casseroles is everybody can get in on the fun. You can have them do something. All right. I think it's about ready to go into the casserole dish. And I might have gotten out of too big of a casserole pan, but we'll see. All right. Let me put these back in the freezer. All right, I'm going to spray my casserole dish. And I don't know what size this is. I believe it's a 9 by 13 or 9 by something like that. 8 by 13, maybe even smaller. So I'm going to coat it with cooking spray so it doesn't stick. And then I'm going to just dump this all in there. I'm going to spread it around so it's nice and even in the casserole dish. And I'm going to cook this at 400 degrees for about 35 minutes. And everything really actually is cooked. You're just kind of warming everything up together. You know, because the tuna's cooked, noodles are cooked. The veggies are frozen, but they don't take very long to warm up together. All right. All right, now on top of my casserole, I like to add potato chips. I just get classic potato chips, but you don't have to do this if you don't want to. It's completely up to you. I just like to have a little bit of a crunch. So I just grab out some, move this bowl. So I just grab out some potato chips out of the bag, and I just squish them up and let them fall. And this just adds a little extra layer of crunch, but it also adds a little extra layer of calories. So this is not a low-calorie meal, so don't think that it is. It is delicious, though, I will admit, but it is not low-calorie. So if you're wanting a low-calorie meal, this is not it. You can skip the chips. Use different pasta. There are low-calorie pastas out there, I know. All right, I'm gonna add just a few more chips. Because my husband and I, we both like to have a little bit of crunch on ours. All right, let me wash my hands real quick. All right, this is how it looks. So I'm gonna pop it in the oven, and when it is done, I will let you see how it turned out. So, all right, well, you know, I hope that you have a great day, and you know, I hope everything works out great for you. Once again, like and subscribe, and send me a message if you have any questions or concerns, or if you have any great ideas. So have a terrific day. Thanks.